This video is about being alone is only temporary. Let me explain in this video how being single and alone is only for a short amount of time. Please stay tuned to this video. Welcome to the SCG show. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and turn your life around with my sponsor, BetterHelp. The link is in the description below. Does this sound like you? Hey, if I wanted a relationship, I could have one tomorrow. I think we've all said something similar once in our lifetime, but yet we're still alone and single. Here's my personal timeline. For 4 years, 2015 to 19, I was in a relationship, a toxic one, with a narcissist. 2020, like many others, I was locked down to vulnerabilities, and on top of that, I lost my dad tragically. I never went on one single date that year. But in 2021, I dated more frequently, I had a brief relationship, we fell in love, and then I found myself single again. I'd say I'm far more pickier and selective of the women I choose to date than ever before. I'm 34 at the point of me recording this, so I have bags of experience in being single and in relationships, casual flings, one-night stands, like short-term relationships as well. And as a result, I am far wiser and knowledgeable about what it is like to be alone for a long time. I mean, in 2020, not only was I isolating alone, but I had to grieve my dad without anyone there to comfort me. Being alone for some people, particularly the more extroverted of us, is a very daunting and terrifying thing. They say, God, I could never dream of living alone, working alone, eating alone, sleeping alone. Well, guess what? My mum has to do it, whether she likes it or not, because my poor father has departed from this world. But even if you are more extroverted, being alone is a scary thing still, and our minds race to the worst case scenario. What if I'm the one that never gets married? Or no one ever will love me? Or what if my ex wasn't actually that bad? This video is for those who want to find a companion, a partner, a relationship, a person they can maybe settle down with, have kids one day. Regardless of age, gender, backgrounds, mistakes you've made, if you're alive and kicking, it's not over yet, my friend. You just need to approach being alone in a bit of a different way and realize, assuming you want more, that it's only going to be temporary you being on your own. Let's continue. If you're enjoying this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and support the SCG show by becoming an official member. The link is down below. When I originally broke up and walked away from my ex-narcissist in 2019, I was so desperate to find love immediately. That was a disastrous approach, as I was forcing myself to find love in the wrong places and attracting the wrong women, and so much more. I guess more so, when you date such a nasty person, you're so desperate to find a more loving, genuine partner to fill the void. And of course, to counter the negative emotions and feelings attached to such a toxic, damaging relationship. As I still grieve the loss of the relationship and the adjustment to being single after 4 years, I stumbled across the philosophy and psychology of seasons. AKA, like the seasons of weather, spring, summer, winter, fall, there were seasons of different periods of our lives. Seasons of grief, when you lose a loved one. Seasons of joy, you've just had a kid, got married. Seasons of recovery, healing, resting after an injury, a surgery, becoming sober. And seasons of singleness, normally following a breakup, divorce, or God forbid, a death. The season of singleness. For whatever reason, which does not really matter in all honesty, you're most likely in a season of singleness. Simply put, like winter or spring, the season doesn't last forever. But isn't it interesting, if you hate winter, the season of winter seems to drag on with no end in sight. And what do we do under such circumstances? We plough through, we turn our heating on, we wear scarves and gloves, we have to take cold medicines, we battle through until the first day of spring. Then gradually, eventually, we take more and more of our clothes off as the weather gets better, and then, before you know it, summer's here. And winter could not be further away from your mind. In fact, you don't even think about it. The season of singleness is the same, it's temporary. Assuming you're open and ready to meet someone, putting yourself out there, because otherwise you risk remaining in this season for life. And of course, if you wish to remain single, nothing wrong with it, and power to you, my friend. But if you are looking for love and companionship, just like winter or fall, the season shall eventually pass. It's not winter all year round. Seasons come and go, as does being alone. Firstly, I'd just like to take a moment to tell you about my official channel sponsor, BetterHelp. I have personally used BetterHelp and found it to be very effective for turning my life around for the better. BetterHelp is an online portal that provides direct-to-consumer access to behavioral health services. The online counseling and therapy services are provided through web-based interaction as well as phone and text communication. BetterHelp gives you 4 live sessions a month, unlimited messaging in between sessions, as well as access to the group therapy webinars that get updated each and every week. Thanks to the SCG Show's partnership, you can sign up for BetterHelp and have the online counseling service in the description below and receive 10% off. So by using this link, you'll be supporting the SCG Show community. So turn your life around with BetterHelp. The link is in the description below. When we become newly single and alone, we often preach and have a more negative mindset immediately. We might say variations of the following: shit, I'm single again. I'll never find anyone like my ex. They were my safe option. Now I'm single again. I'm screwed. I'm going to be that creepy person in the corner at weddings with no partner. I'm forever alone with my pets. No one will love me. It's so hard to find someone. I'm forever miserable and alone. I will never be in love, never live with someone. Might as well write it off. Want to know something crazy and illogical? When I walked away and went no contact with my ex-narcissist, a week later, I was miserable being single again. And I said to myself, if I don't find anyone soon, why not just go back with her? As I can't stand being on my own. I was willing in a moment of vulnerability and weakness to go back to a toxic relationship, undoing all the good work I'd done in leaving her. But fortunately, I stayed strong, and I would have completely ruined my life had I gone back. All of this boils down to one thing: a scarcity mindset. What is a scarcity mindset? Scarcity mentality refers to people seeing life as a finite pie, so that if one person takes a big piece, that leaves less for everyone else. Most people, especially in dating, have been conditioned to have a scarcity mindset. A scarcity mentality is what keeps many of us from achieving our financial and even romantic goals, attracting a partner, starting a business, or successfully moving on. The most attractive people on earth, not just looks-wise, are those who believe and preach abundance, that they deserve better. They genuinely believe that I'm a catch, I deserve love, I deserve affection, I deserve an amazing relationship. And it's no surprise that even in the bleakest and unlikeliest scenarios, love comes knocking at their door. You're not done just yet. You still have a lot to offer someone, irrespective of your age and circumstance. Change your mindset immediately. Start preaching abundance over scarcity. Hey, if you're enjoying the SCG show, please feel free to make a donation via PayPal. The link is in the description below. Next up, date but never settle. We've got to get with the times. The love of our lives are not going to knock on our doors or plop onto our laps like in the films. I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but you've got to get yourself out there. You've got to date. But that does not mean you need to settle or entertain the idea of settling. If you settle, you prolong misery and the relationship will eventually die. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. And I don't want that to happen to you or anyone. I could have settled, but I walked away and now I preach abundance and have become a more attractive version of myself as a result. What happens when you don't date? You waste time. There's a guy I know so insecure and terrified of rejection that he doesn't date. He's young, handsome, successful, yet wastes months or years not even bothering. He opened up to me on his 44th birthday saying, I wasted my 20s and my 30s not dating. I wasted the most precious years of my life. You are running out of time, and the pandemic is an indication that life is short and unpredictable. For every moment you are not on the dating apps or going out to meet people, someone else is. For every moment you're not asking out that guy or girl or saying yes or meeting them, someone else is. It's a dog-eat world. Meaning, in the dating world, if you let an opportunity slip, there are other people who are going to take it. Never settle though. Now, assuming your standards are not immature, ridiculous, or over the top, you should never settle for the person you find straight away. But that also means be more open-minded. My last 3 girlfriends were of the same Mediterranean ethnicity as me, and religion and culture. But guess what? They all didn't work out. Now I'm dating and looking at women of other cultures. Not that I haven't done that in the past, but I'm more open-minded to have a serious relationship from someone from a different religion, a different background, assuming we don't clash. And it's more exciting, and it's something different. Long story short, date, as you only have one life. Don't waste it, but be careful, and never settle for just anything. I know this may sound counterintuitive, but if you focus on more than just finding someone, you're more likely to attract one sooner. But SCG, you told me to date. Am I not focusing on dating? Look, if you're nothing on your own, you'll be nothing with another person. It's as simple as that. And you should have more going on in your life than the pursuit of other people. What are the personal goals you want to achieve? Do you own your own home? Do you want to build a home? Do you enjoy the career or job you're working? Do you believe you're financially where you want to be? Do you actually enjoy the city or town you live in? What are you passionate about? What are your hobbies? In late 2019, I was fortunate enough to have the inspiration to start this brand, the SCG Show. I had enough money and investments to tie me over to sacrifice a year of no earnings to build this up from scratch. And now as I grow and seek new targets and expand the brand further, it's become the real focal point of my life. But I also have so much more going on in my life, as I'm about to buy a new home, I'm working on a new book, I'm trying to get fit again, and I'm into new hobbies. My life is looking exciting and fulfilling, and when I go on dates now, especially compared to when I left my toxic ex a few years back, they're blown away at what I'm achieving and working on, which in turn has made me more attractive. Not to mention, the SCG Show overwhelms women I date, as they can resonate with so much of the content I create. My point is, yes, whilst a relationship, love, marriage is pure bliss with the right person, there needs to be more to your life than just another person to fall in love with. You want that person to step into your life, into your frame. You want that person to step into the amazing sort of lifestyle you're leading. You don't need to be a socialite or have a million friends, but there needs to be more to you than your looks or how much you're willing to love someone else. Answer the questions I mentioned earlier, like, are you a homeowner? What's your career like? Finances? Are you happy in your life? And try seek more out of life than just finding love in somebody else. Here's a quick word from my sponsor, Keen. Keen provides access to vetted psychics and spiritual advisors who provide guidance and insight on all of life's challenges. It's really one of the most affordable ways to get an instant psychic reading by an accredited advisor anytime, 24/7. There's always someone online. You can easily schedule a call with an advisor. And by using my link only and becoming a new Keen customer, you can have your first 10 minutes for only $1.99. It really is one of the most affordable ways to connect with a psychic advisor. And when you find that right advisor, developing an ongoing relationship leads to several benefits: astrology and tarot readings, chakra clearing, and so much more. You can talk about clarity in love, where you want to go in your relationship, career, so much more. Check out Keen today using my link and get your first 10 minutes for $1.99. The link is in the description below. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.